So here I am, happy, excited, energetic, and wearing my maroon suit and waiting. It's 10 o'clock. Only 5 people came and 10 people came. I said, what the hell is going on? I've sponsored 60 seats, paying the money to hotel. Only 20 people came. I remember that was one of my lowest point of my life. I went in the corner when they all went for the break. I went in the corner of the hall. I still remember. I literally had tears in my eyes.
Welcome to another episode of Inspiring Explorers, and this is your host Meenakshi Srivastava, aka MyBohoVoyage. For this episode of Inspiring Explorers, we have an inspiring explorer who, despite coming from a very humble background, worked in a job for 16 years and changed more than 8 companies to reach to the point of earning rupees 3.5 lakhs per month in his corporate job. But later, he quit his 9 to 5 rat race to follow his passion and build a business around his passion to become a first generation millionaire within 29 months of quitting his job. This inspiring personality is none other than Dev Gadhvi. Born into a humble family where his father was a truck driver and mother a homemaker, he could not find jobs even in BPOs easily due to his broken English. Today, Dev Gadhvi is an international speaker, twice best-selling author, TEDx and JoshTalks speaker, first generation millionaire, and founder of India's first Passionpreneur Mastermind. I'm Meenakshi Srivastava, your host for Inspiring Explorers, and I welcome you to the show Inspiring Explorers. Each week, I'll be interviewing some of the most successful personalities who will share with us their inspiring life journeys and some of the interesting travel experiences that are not limited to sightseeing. Guys, make sure you share this episode with your friends. Please do subscribe, follow, give a 5-star rating, and hopefully a review. And also don't forget to come say hi to me on Instagram at @MyBohoVoyage. Now, before I start this episode, let me inform you that we recorded this interview during the COVID-19 lockdown, and hence the recording was done remotely. We were both sitting in our houses and recorded it online. So please don't mind the background noises, and I hope you still enjoy it. So, without any further delay, let me welcome our amazing guest for today, who is an international speaker, twice best-selling author, TEDx and JoshTalks speaker, first generation millionaire, and founder of India's first Passionpreneur Mastermind, Dev Gadhvi. Welcome to Inspiring Explorers, Dev. So happy to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show. And namaskar. Hello to everybody, whoever is watching this.
Yes, namaskar. All right. So, Dev, firstly, congratulations on becoming a millionaire, and that too during the COVID times.
Yeah, just like a dream.
Like when everybody is getting panicked about all of the stuff, and then you hit the millionaire mark. So, like, congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so to begin with, Dave, like talking about being a millionaire, most of the people think that to become a millionaire, we need to have a strong family background or come from a business background or have, rich parents. So was it like that with you? What was your story like?
Very good question. And that's absolutely nonsense and bullshit. But it's absolutely nonsense. I had the plain background, like you see in the back, from my family background as well. So all the people who think that, what, you need to have family background and, your generation has to be, your fathers and forefathers needs to be entrepreneurs, not at all true. It is funny story. One of my colleague asked me, Dev, you are a good Jew, and Gujaratis are known for being a businessman, like how Marwadis and other
True,
you know
true.
people are known for business. Like, why are you not doing business? You're still in job. So I told him, I think I am not original Gujarati. So I told him, I'm a fake good Jew. So he just laughed at it. I said, I'm a good Jew was meant to just work, work, work. But I realized that I think the success, the money, the growth, it does not have to be dependent on where you come from. If you see, 80% of the millionaires in this world, they are self-made with no rich history.
True.
So what does that tell us? It tells us that finding the success or achieving the success, not finding success, but achieving the success and having success come to you, it has nothing to do with your past. It has everything to do with your present, because you can't control the future. You can't dwell on the past. Only thing that you have is present. So if you just focus on the present and be conscious about whatever you're doing right now, if that adds value to other people, it brings more value to the marketplace and you solve more problems, that's about it. So I don't think the background really matters.
Definitely, that's a beautiful answer. So, like, what was the challenges that you faced? Being like you came from a humble background, and you said you had problems with English. I saw in one of your Josh talks. So you said you had problems in English, but your parents went ahead from being in that environment and getting you into the convent education. And I even heard that your mother had to sell her jewelry to do so, and she was really persistent. So what was that story about?
Well, that's very interesting. That is a very interesting story because my accent was something like this, and my pronunciation of snacks would sound like snakes. And all the funny story, funny part aside, the upbringing, I would say we had a lot of challenges. My father was a truck driver. We lived in a house which was very small, and the roof of the house was made of a cement sheet, which is the asbestos. uh, that was all right. I think the most interesting part, the most challenging part was not getting influenced by other people who are living around your house, because our house was in a poor neighborhood. And all the people, imagine you waking up every day and you always hear people shouting, abusing, fighting. Every evening, you know for sure that there's something happening outside. Our house was a corner house. So you can, from the window, we can always hear them fight and abuse and all those things. But I think the best part was my mom. My mom was a very solid lady, and she made sure that we don't mingle with anybody. I remember one incident, and I don't think I've shared with anybody. And I was very small. I don't remember, like 5 or 7. I don't know what age it was. Um, and I heard some other people, talking from this thing and this thing. And I went to my mom and I said, Mom, these guys are saying like this. And I used some MCBC, some words. And my mom said, What did you say? One slap. You are not supposed to use those words and bad language. I said, but mom, it's not me. They are saying it. I said, let them say, you are not supposed to say it. So that was the upbringing that I had. So luckily that I had a lovely mom. Right, for many years, we did not even have the toilets in our home. We used to go to the public toilet, which was filthy, which was stink and half broken doors. It'll be surrounded by the pigs. My God, it's a horrible thing. But growing up, I would still say I was blessed. You know why? Because given the circumstances and the situations, my dad was really caring and very humble person. He used to give a lot to other people. He will not even care if he has money in his pocket or not. So because of, I think, my mom and my dad, the upbringing, the challenges actually did not feel like challenges. It felt like, well, I think that's the way of life. It is only when we came to the metro cities and other cities, we started seeing that, man, that actually was not a great life to we were living. But thanks to my mom and dad, the challenges did not feel like challenges.
Oh, I see so many videos of your mama, and I really, and I feel
Yeah,
so.
my mom has become an icon in our family. You know why? Because my mom was the one who fought against all the relatives who were saying that do not send your kids to an English medium school because your husband is a truck driver, you will go broke. बोलते ना हिंदी में सड़क पे आ जाओगे. Literally, you'll go on, you'll get on road, and they will also, even if let's say they study well, but they will leave you, they make money, and they'll not even talk about it. So don't send them to English medium school. So she is an iron lady of our family. And she used to say this to our relatives that, look, whatever you say today, we will do whatever our best, we will borrow money, we'll do whatever we can, but we will send them to an English medium school. And you will see there will be a day that will come. There is a chalk in our village, right? So we call it, you will see one day that both of my sons, their cars will be parked in this chalk, and you will see someday. And fast forward today, it is not just the cars that our cars parked in the neighborhood, in the poor village that we had. But now my mom, she parks her own car. She learned how to drive a car at 58. That is unbelievable to me. That
Wow.
she is like, when she goes and drives the car in the village, all the old, you see how old people are there just sitting on the choraha and all that village,
Yeah.
they will just,
Yeah.
is that a lady driving a car? So yeah, my mom is really, really powerful. It's like an icon, like everybody appreciate her for how visionary, like we talk about visionary. Vision is not just about being a
True.
Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg or Ambani. You can be a housewife who can have a vision for your family and your kids, that I'm going to give this the best to my kids, and then one day they will study. So going from where they are, she did not make decision based on where they were, but she made a decision based on where she wanted her family to be. I think all the people are listening in. I think this is one of the profound lessons that I've learned from my mom, also from my mentor, that don't make a decision from where you are right now. They make decision based on where you want to be. So whether it's me, my life, my business, I always think about this. Okay, what would I do 5 years from now? And what kind of decision would I take? Okay, let me take it right now. So I think that's the big lesson I learned from my mom.
True. Like your mom is actually a role model for everybody. Like not just the elderlies or the mothers. Everybody can learn from your mom
Yeah.
to not give up, be persistent, be a visionary, and despite all the odds, she did her best to what she could do.
Yeah, I mean,
And
she's
today, like,
very brave as well, by the way. She actually sent us, kids when we just finished our schooling and all, no, no, you go yourself, do yourself. So she made sure that we are independent, not always holding what in a maa ka pallu pakad ke and all that. She made sure that we're not dependent on her. She made us independent,
true,
that,
true.
even if we, after finishing my college, I was coming to Mumbai. I didn't really know where am I going except for one or two relatives that I had in Mumbai. New city, no idea what to do and all. But my mom, like, I know you will find your way. So go ahead.
Yeah,
So,
beautiful.
yeah,
And she is a lovely lady.
thanks.
Like I can get the vibes through the video. I saw one in that Passionpreneur group, and then I was like, wow, that gave me chills. Like, what a strong lady.
Yeah, she is powerful. She's powerful.
Yeah. All right. So talking about manifestation, in your book also you write about losing the time and precious time that you had and not realizing and being mediocre. So how does one get out of that mediocrity? How does one, get into this path of entrepreneurship if they want to, and how to take that leap of faith?
Mm, mm. Look, that's a very important question, and trust me, people are worried about Corona. That Corona is, a danger, 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 which is also danger. We should be safe physically.
True.
But what about the danger that has been there for many years, which has been eating away our futures, which is called the disease called mediocrity. And that is what I wrote in this book, 80% mindset, 20% skills.
Yes.
And I feel that the big problem that we will face is not poverty right now. The poverty, people will improve and they will grow faster than others, because economy is growing and everything is growing. Definitely that also requires attention, but I think if we support middle class communities who have just the formal education and they want to grow in life but they don't know what to do, the mediocrity is the virus that we all need to kill. Now I'll give you my example, right? I come from a humble background. My father was a truck driver, so I always knew hard work, hard work, hard work, right? And I used to always compare that I'm doing good, because look at my father. Like, I am much better than what my father was, and my benchmark was, at least I'm not driving a truck and whole night being awake and 5 7 days of just driving, driving, driving. At least I'm sitting in an AC office, man, and I'm making calls. That's about it. What an amazing life. And then I got to a point where I was making 3 lakh a month. So I thought I made it. Like, oh, whoo, 3 lakh rupees a month. Nobody's making it. I'm happy. I have a car. I have a family.
Yeah.
That was the shift that I had in my thought process then, that I realized that, you know what? There is no fulfillment. I am doing things which I'm not passionate about. I do not have time freedom, and I do not have fulfillment. So, what is the point of life? Imagine if today you are having like gold bars. Imagine just the gold bar sitting in front of you, right? It's probably worth 100 million. Would you be happy? I'm sure everybody would be happy if you have so many gold bars. And imagine it's legally earned, not illegally earned. You're not robbed a bank or something. You're not going to Dubai and rob them. Imagine you have,
Yeah.
100 million worth of gold bars sitting in front of you. And if I give a choice that, would you be happy if I give them? Like everybody say, yes, it's a legit business, it's legit money. Very happy. But if I give a context that, but you will not have freedom and you'll be caged in that with your 100 million gold bars forever. Would you like it? What the hell am I going to do with 100 million gold bars? I cannot eat it. I'll be in a bar. Even if we give you food, even if we give you all the liberty, you can your television, cell phone, but you cannot go outside or you can't go anywhere. You see, by just imagining that situation, how horrible this is. Now, in the corona situation, a lot of people can imagine that literally they have been caged. They're getting paid, but they're not able to move around. But now you amplify that situation by putting the reels, the bars and sell that you cannot move outside. That is mediocrity. Having money, having everything like health, family, but you do not have the freedom to do what you want, when you want, how you want, you will inside only you'll feel the pain. And I don't know if you guys are listening to this, I hope you can relate to this feeling. That is the feeling I had. बोलते ना सोने का पिंजरा. You are in a gold cage, but what is the point? You're still in the cage. So that is mediocrity. What it does, at least to me, it made me realize that I lost 13 years of my life doing what I'm not passionate about. Of course, it is a process. I grew. I learned a lot of things. I improved my English eventually, and I got my promotions and I got hikes and all those things. So it is fine. I'm complaining. But is this why we are born? Just to earn money, pay the bills, and die? Well, इससे अच्छा तो I would have been a stone of the wall. Right? पत्थर बनना better है because of the meaning. Almighty or God has given you a birth of being human beings. But if you're living without your passion, which you're living without knowing what's your purpose, you don't know why you're born. And if you're brainlessly, I call them, a lot of people, HLCs. HLCs, headless chickens. Like if you're running like headless chicken, what's the point of life? Right? You need to become human, and that's why God has blessed you. So this is one of the big realization that I had. And ever since I had that realization, what did I do? I just started learning from the coaches, mentors, and gurus and started finding what is my true potential, what is the meaning of life. And ever since then, my life has just changed. And this is the reason why I also wrote, after the mindset book, I said mindset is first, but then it's not enough. You need to get the freedom, which is the 6 Sundays a week. So I wrote both these books, for the people who want to have a great mindset as well as they want to have a 6 Sundays a week life. So I believe mediocrity is the number one enemy that everybody needs to fight and win in their own life, not the corona, but the mediocrity.
Definitely. And when you talk about, taking that leap of faith in becoming an entrepreneur, like they want to get out of this mediocrity, but then, they listen to mentors, they listen to motivational speeches, they get motivated. And then a little bit of roadblock comes in their life and they get demotivated back again and they give up. So any
Yep.
such incident ever happened in your life, the challenges while becoming an entrepreneur? So how did you cope up with that? And how should others do that too?
That's very interesting. So I remember there were several moments in my life which actually shook me. And like, man, am I doing right thing? Is it the
Yeah.
right thing for me? Did I make a right decision? Like you start doubting. I don't know if you had those incidences, but those moments when you start doubting your decision, then am I doing right thing? Am I meant to do this? Do I have what is required? And those doubts, those situations has come to me. So to answer your first question, yes, I've had a lot of moments that I had a lot of doubts. But did I feel like giving up? I don't think so. I did not feel like giving up. The reason being is because when your compassion and your passion is so high, the fear of failure becomes very low. Okay, the reason why most of people are afraid and they're fearful, the fear is high because their compassion, their passion, and also their competence is not high. So when their compassion, passion, and competence is not high, this is low, then the fear will be high. So luckily for me, after listening to coaches and mentors, I took massive action, and I do not care whether it get me success now or it takes me 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year. So that was a very, very good thing that I did. So I'll share one incident with you. It was in April, I forgot exact date, but I think it was April, probably about 21st, I think, if I have to check. Probably about April 21st, 2018. I had taken one of the drastic decision of my life then. That was the day when I decided that I'm going to quit my job. And oh boy, the day when I made that decision, I had like volcano erupted in my life about all the emotions. So all the emotions that you can imagine, Meenakshi, starting from
Yeah.
worried, scared, panicking, anxiety, stressed, all those emotions just erupted. You know why? Because I was ready to give away one of the biggest addiction on this planet Earth. The addiction of what? The paycheck. Right? They say after the cocaine and all the thing, the biggest addiction is the paycheck. That's what I heard one of my good friend and partner Ron Malhotra saying that. So biggest addiction is paycheck. So I had to leave that cocaine. And I don't know if you've seen the movie, one of my favorite movies, Sanju, right? In Sanju, if you remember, when he quits the drug, he goes to the rehabilitation center. you
Yeah.
know he there's a dialogue कि कुछ दिन ऐसे होते थे, मेरे मेरी मेरी बॉडी बर्फ की सीलियों में जकड़ी हुई है, मैं हिलता था. और कुछ ऐसे दिन होते थे जहां मेरा पूरा बदन में आग लग गई है. सो ही पुट हिमसेल्फ इन द bathtub and all. वो छटपटाना, that all that thing, the leaving the job, leaving the paycheck, the addiction is also like that. Your body will do some crazy things. It'll release the neurochemicals in your brains, and you're like, man, what is happening with my life? So I had that shocks and tremors in my body or in my mind. And I remember I even documented that particular day, whole day, morning till evening. So if people are wanting to
Wow.
watch that video, they actually go to YouTube channel and say, quit, I quit, bye bye, Dev Gadhvi. So if they search, they will actually see what happened in that day. So I'm just, imagine I'm, at evening after I quit my job, I'm standing here in my house, and I'm going back and forth in my shorts and my banyan, and I've just put the cell phone on the table to capture what is going in my head. So I want to document what's happening in my head. So I'm like, oh man, do I have to go, quit the job? Or do I have to lose, my house? Do I have to go and stay with my mom? Do I have to do this? Well, what happens this? What if I don't get the money because I'm making 3 lakh? Now I'm all zero every month. Is it going to work? Is it not going to work? In that moment, there was a small voice which said that, you know what, Dave, you see what is happening to your mind. The Joe is overpowering your Mo mindset, and Joe is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. So my Mo started to rise again and said, you know what, Dave, you need to take control. Dave, you need to take control. So I said, you know what? Yes, yes. Let's start with affirmation. And I started saying that, you know what? I am not going down. I am freaking the best-selling author. So I wrote this book, 2 months back, and it had become the bestseller by then. I had a little bit chump change money started coming in. So I was like, I'm a best freaking selling author, and I'm going to fucking make it. I'm making right now 3 lakh a month. I'll freaking make 30 lakhs. I'm going to make 30 lakhs. And this episode gets over. Okay.
Yeah.
Interestingly, 3 months later, after I executed my first campaign, which was Passionpreneur Mastermind. So the first workshop, I go to Gurgaon, and I do in Ramada, Gurgaon. I approve 60 people, in 5-star, and I don't know, it's 4-star, 5-star, but I approve their seats. I pay money from my pocket for their learning whole day. Also sponsor their buffet, lovely buffet dinner. And I was so happy and excited. I went all the way from here with one of my friends, spent a lot of money, stayed in a hotel. Almost more than 1 lakh rupees I spent, knowing that I have no money coming in. I spent 1 lakh rupees. I designed a 6 series workshop: Gurgaon, Pune, Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Chennai. So if every workshop, if I can pick 2 or 3 people as my mentee, which can have mentorship fees of like 1 lakh rupees a year, I have 20 people, at least I do not have to worry about my daily expense. So I'll have at least 2 lakh coming every month. So here
Yeah.
I am, happy, excited, and energetic, and wearing my maroon suit. And Waiting, it's 10 o'clock. Only 5 people came and 10 people came. I said, what the hell is going on? I said, let's give more time. 11 o'clock, 20 people. That's it. I said, my God, I've sponsored 60 seats, paying the money to hotel, only 20 people came. I remember that was one of my lowest point of my life. I went in the corner when they all went for the break. I went in the corner of the hall. I still remember, I literally had tears in my eyes. I don't remember, hardly I remember I had tears in my eyes because I'm very strong mentally and I can, take those things. Not that crying is bad or weak, but that was the lowest point of my life and my life was flashing. Is this the end of my life? Is this the end before I even begin? No paycheck coming. How am I going to pay my bills? My mom, I have to take care of. I have to take care of my family, my daughter, my wife. I have loans. I had car. I had house. And I said, you know what? No problem. Just do it, Dave. Just do it. So here's how I overcome it. I look at what is the worst that could happen. I could
Yeah.
probably lose my life. I could lose my family. I could lose everything. But yet I'm still standing here. You know what? I pulled myself back up, finished the workshop. Nobody signed. That is a big loss for me. So the
Okay.
biggest hurdle biggest low moment was quitting the job. Second lowest, I mean, that was the moment, but it was not like I'm going to quit. But the Gurgaon workshop was the painful moment for me. But only the positive thought process and mindset actually pushed me through and pushed forward. After my words that I said, I'm going to make 30 lakhs within just 2 to 3 months, I made 30 lakhs because the next
Wow.
workshop, 11 people said, I want to be the mentee because I went back home and fixed a lot of presentation, closing from platform and all the thing. So I shortlisted 5 mentees from there, 7 or 8 mentees from Mumbai. Out of that, instead of having 20 mentees, I had more than 30 plus mentees, each one paying me 1 lakh rupees. So what I will
Wow.
make in a year, I made it in just 2 to 3 months. That is
Wow.
like, okay, I made it now.
Yes, very inspiring actually. People give up at that point where you did not give up. Like universe tests you on your, skills as well and how empowering you can be. If you cannot, then how will you teach that to your mentees? And then you did it and now they can, see you as a role model. And I hope everybody who's listening can, take inspiration from this story and not give up at any point of time.
Yeah, I mean, I know here's what I say. The human potential is unlimited,
Yeah.
but so is human bullshit. The bullshit that we put in our head, not other people's. Like, forget about other people's bullshit putting in their head, like you're not good enough. They start judging you, that you cannot do your passion, you cannot follow your passion, you're marked, you failed in this, you cannot start a business. All the bullshit that other people put in your head, even your bosses. But that is not dangerous. The dangerous bullshit is that we humans create by ourselves. We produce. This is a factory. Here, either you can produce bullshit or you can create some beautiful flowers and rainbows that you want. But the beautiful flower garden or rainbows will have weeds which you need to pluck out. Okay, because if you don't pluck out the weeds, it'll automatically grow if you don't nurture it. So if you can nurture just these thoughts and the mindset and the follow through to the action, don't just sit there and visualize the law of attraction. You have to take action as well. But guaranteed, if you do that, you will surpass your own expectation and you will surprise yourself. Today, I don't even like, wow, I could do it. Like today, I do not even have to go to any job. I don't have to report to anybody. I have no money. I can even retire and have enough cash flow for three years that can take care of myself, my family, my vendors, and my team. Like that is like a blessing. But that only manifest once you control your potential, have right thought process, and just take massive action.
Yes, definitely. Because, the main thing is your mind. If you do not control it, then you cannot do a lot of things because already our environment has, taught us to work, be in the job, get a paycheck, get a house, get a family. That's it. You don't have to
We've
even,
been told, we've been bought into somebody else's script.
yeah,
Somebody else wrote a script and we're just playing the part of it. Come on, man, that's our
exactly.
life. We need to write the script of our life. Be a hero or heroine of our life.
True, true.
Yeah.
So coming to a point where you made it through all of this. Now let's talk about COVID. Like we were all all the mentors and mentees working hard on their passions and everything, and then
Mhm.
COVID happens. people cannot travel, the work stops, people in the job are already panicky, but then people who are having their own things to do are also getting panicky because, it's a big change. Everything stops. So how did that COVID thing affect you, and how did you come out of it? What was the solution that you got to deal with the change?
That's a very good question. And in fact, I also was worried at the beginning when the COVID was happening, when the lockdown was happening. Not just worried about the health part, but also worried about what's going to happen to business. Like we had, you won't believe, we had plans to go international. We had already few sessions that we planned for Dubai. Campaign was planned. We had plans to take our workshops to next level and have thousands of people joining it. I had other plans to go to some big institutes and give keynote speeches, which will give more visibility. Everything got scrapped.
Hmm.
And then I was sitting there and thinking, what is to be done? What is to be done? In that moment, if you can learn the ability to adapt and be agile, you can thrive. When most of the people are panicking and worried and stressed out, if you adapt to the new way of doing things and acquire those things and implement faster, you hit the jackpot of your life. And I think that's exactly what happened with my life, that we went from thinking of doing a physical event to scrapping all the plans to converting all the physical event into virtual events faster, quickly. And we started running the campaign, and it just became super hit because everybody was at home, everybody's consuming things at their own comfort and liberty. It just became super. So the lesson that I learned was, whether in life or business, it is not the strongest or smartest, as one of the Vince Lombardi said, it is not the strongest or the fastest people win. It is only people who believe that they can are the people who win. So when I say who can, only people we believe that we can. We have the ability that we can. And also, I think the Darwin's theory, okay, it's the survival of fittest and all. It's not the strongest or fastest. It's the species who can adapt the fast are the ones who win.
True.
Look at the history. What has happened to Motorola? What has happened to Nokia? They stopped adapting. They stopped, becoming agile and looking at the future, and they're still stuck in the past. And at the people listening to this, the things that you're doing right now may be disrupted in next few years.
True.
Are you even conscious about seeing what is going to happen 5 years from now? Are you even conscious about thinking, hey, what if this stops working? What if this doesn't work? The things like IoT, right? Artificial intelligence and all the other things, they are actually going to take away a lot of people's job. And more than 40 million jobs are at risk because of this COVID, right?
Yeah.
You see what happened right now in India. 2.1 crore people lost their jobs since April till now.
Yeah.
Why? Why? Because they do not see the future. They do not adapt. They do not build. So here's the reason. Number one, they lived in ignorant world thinking that whatever they're doing, it'll be valid forever. Number one. So they stop growing. Most of them, they don't pick up a self-help book. They think it's all crap, man. It's all motivation. Okay, well, enjoy your mediocre life then, right? Not seeing the future. So they don't adapt. They don't actually see the future. Number one. Number two, even if somebody is trying to show them the future, they are so blinded, they think it's all motivation, ज्ञान, wisdom, coaching, mentoring, webinar से कुछ नहीं होता है, podcast सुनने से कुछ नहीं होता है, ये सब motivation, रहा ज्ञान होता है, tree hugging, woo woo, foo foo. It's all nonsense. That's what they think, right? So they don't listen to the people who have been there and done it. Number three is they don't develop their 21st century vital skills. They're still living in the functional skills of data entries and this, and even people can replace them. Forget about the technology. So if you're not becoming vital in your job or business, whatever you're doing, how do you expect to sustain? You see, historically, the companies would have a lifeline of about 50 years or maybe 100 years because the disruption was not happening that fast. Now, an average product would die within 2 to 3 years or 5 years maximum. So you see, your lifespan of a product is 2 years. Like if you buy the iPhone, this goes away 1.5 to 2 years is gone. Next mobile, next update, everything. So if mobile is moving so fast, if you don't keep up the pace with your own life and your own skill, you're becoming redundant. So as I say that if you're not growing, then you're dying. So I truly believe the corona is an eye opening for a lot of people, that what they did not do for so many years, now they have to do it. It is an opportunity. It is a blessing in disguise for you to grow your career. Okay, don't go out, stay in the home, stay safe, but still develop your skills. That is the best thing. By the way, one more story I will share with you. Earlier this year, I got an opportunity to apply for Dragon 100, which is of my mentor, Sifu Danlock's program, Dragon 100. And the investment for that was 20 lakh rupees.
Wow.
And in my entire life, I've not spent 20 lakh rupees in one program or one course. I did few things in chunks, 1.6 lakh and 3 lakh and then 5 lakh. And, I did over 2 or 3 years. At that time, I told my brother that, brother, I'm going to, I'm thinking of investing in this Dragon 100, applying for it. He said, how much is the cost? I said, 20 lakhs. He said, 20 lakhs? I said, yes. He said, Dave, you know it, right? We are actually in the middle of a corona. It was about January sometime. And the corona was just starting January, February. I said, yeah. He said, do you know what's going to happen? I said, what? People are going to panic. Economy is going to go down and money is going to be scarce and you have to be in a safe zone and save the money. Do you really think that you should invest money right now? I said, that's exactly why I should invest right now. Is because most of the people are panicking and retreating and save. So if I know what Danlock knows, I can have what Danlock has. The only way to come out of the mess or a shit is to way forward. You cannot come out of the shit or mess by going deeper and staying safe and being there. The only way out is crawling out of that puddle, right? So this is my approach. I said, brother, this is my attempt to move out. What is the worst that will happen? That, okay, I may not get the 100% return, no problem. But eventually when the corona goes off, economy opens up, I will get more, benefit. And that's exactly what happened. The 20 lakh investment is what got me today a millionaire status and $1 million. If I would have still kept my 20 lakh rupees, do you think within 6 months it'll make, not even, forget about crores, it will not even double. It will not make me 40 lakhs. So this is what I say to people, that corona is a blessing. Take advantage of it, invest money here so that you can make money here. That's the lesson I learned from my mentors.
Definitely. And talking about having mentors, like you spent 20 lakhs and you hit the mark of becoming a millionaire. So are you going to stop here, stop investing on mentors, and how important it is to invest on mentors?
Hell no. It is just going to be upward. Okay. So that 20 lakhs will become 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs, 50 lakhs, 1 crore eventually. But I know that the only variable that you should be focusing about is time. Because time is what you cannot control. Health, you can work out and you can become, if you become fat, you can become thin by working out. If you lose money, you can make money. You can, spend, whatever you want in everything you want with the money and everything that you have, but you cannot win the time back. Okay, you cannot win the time back. So once the time is gone, over. Like today, if you lose the time spending with your daughter or your son who's growing up, would you get the time back? Absolutely not. So yeah, once your daughter is 10 years, you cannot say, let's do reverse engineering now. Why don't you go back to 5 years? You cannot do that, right? So I realize, and I'm very conscious about this. And if you don't move fast and adapt to the new changing situation, you're going to be obsolete and you're going to die. So when I invest in mentors, I'm actually not investing in knowledge. I'm not just investing in their wisdom. I'm not even investing in them. I'm not even investing in myself. I'm investing in buying time. So if I can buy time back, and today, look, I'm so comfortable in my life, luckily, touch wood, is I can not do anything for next few years, and I will not have to worry about the money. Imagine the time that I have. I'm not saying that I'll not do. I mean, I'll do it. But I have option. I have choices. It's because I invest in my mentors. I learn what they have, what they know, so that I can have what they have. So everything that has happened is because of the investment that I made, and everything that I'll get, I know for sure it's because of my ability to invest in myself and my self development. So I will never stop.
Definitely. And I hope you, grow a lot more than you are today. And uh, one thing about, having mentors, you have met Grant Cardone and you met Shifu Danlock. So any advice from your mentors, that one advice from your mentors that changed your life?
Oh, well, I'll give two advices. One is when I was lost, which I got from Grant Cardone. The biggest advice I learned from Grant Cardone was, do not think small, which is think 10x. So 10x, the big, massy, audacious, juicy goals, and back that up with the big 10x level of action. That was the first Guru Mantra, which I took it to my heart, and I just took massive action. So a lot of people like, maybe, but Dave, I'm in a job. What do I do? Look, I took massive action in a job. So start where you are with whatever you have and do whatever you can. It is just the shift of the thought process of taking massive action, having big audacious goals, that just took my life to another level. So I started feeling good because I was taking massive action. My potential was good. And of course, when you do this, your result shows up, right? It becomes better. That literally got me like a blue-eyed boy award, or in my CEO's eyes at that time. So that was the first lesson, the biggest lesson that I learned from Grant Cardone. The lesson that I learned from my mentor Dan Lok, there are many lessons, but I will tell you one of the profound lessons I learned recently. He said that your success is not because of you. Your success is combination of you being in the right place at the right time and doing the right things. So it is not your success, it is because of the marketplace. That was so deep and so profound. And I realized that if I become a millionaire, to me, I'm not a money minded guy. It's good to have money, but I believe that money is a byproduct of the value that you create in marketplace. So when I heard this from him, I realized that is so true, that if I would have been in some other country, I would have not been able to do whatever I'm doing today at the scale that I'm doing today and the results that I'm getting today. So it is not me that I'm genius. I'm nobody. It is because I'm in a marketplace and I'm addressing the market's need, or the pain. I'm serving them at the right time. And that's why the result is happening. So I think that made me humble, and stay. I mean, again, I always been humble, but when the success starts coming to you, right, you start flying on cloud nine.
Yeah.
So these mentors to make sure that you stay check only, not only when you're down, but also when you're up, to make sure it's so the game is not to go up. The game is to go up, stay up, and continue to go up,
Yeah.
right? So if you once you go up, and once you have that ego that develops in you, it's not going to take time for people to bring you down, because everything is because of people, right? You serve marketplace, you help people, that's why you are who you are. So if people are listening to this, is because you're adding value to them, because they're getting so much of value. That's why they're here. If they were not getting value, if they were not there, if the marketplace was not there, the people are not there, we are nobody, right? So getting that, making sure my feet are always grounded is good. And actually, one more thing he said to me about the success. He said that success burns cash. I
Okay.
was like,
What?
wow. See, the thing is, I think a lot of people may relate to it right now, and some of you may not relate to it, because when you get some crazy money coming in your bank account, when you get crores coming in your bank account, there's some shift that is bound to happen in your life, because you never saw crores sitting in your bank account. As an employee, hardly you can save the same money which you got from salary for 10 days. Hardly, if you can return 10 दिन के लिए रोक लो salary, तो भी बड़ी बात हो जाती है पैसे account, right? So but when you have that lot of money, that you go to the next level by having this realization that what, success burns cash. It made me realize that I need to not just make money but keep money and secure money. Because, and he comes from his experience. He said, like, I made some dumb shit, and when I made filthy money. When Dan Locke said, like, when I was 27 I made $1 million, and I spent a lot of money on friends and things, and which I did not need. So I don't want you to do it. I said, wow, that is so profound. So mentors keep you driven. At the same time, they keep you in check, so you're in balance, so you don't do some stupid shit, so you control your life in the way it is supposed to be. So that's why I love my mentors.
Definitely. That's very important. Like, you have all that money, and now what to do with that money? Now
All
a
the
free
kids
bird.
come party, travel, and you're a traveler, I know it. यहाँ जाते हैं, वहाँ जाते हैं, ये करते हैं, वो करते हैं, right? Which is good. Traveling is good, but if you just go crazy, money is not going to stay with you. You'll get derailed easily, right? Business is not just about going up. You have to continue to go up. You can't go down.
True. You gotta invest too.
Yeah.
Like, otherwise it's all gone.
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay, so coming to the travel part now. So you have traveled the world, and you are planning to, like, with your speaking and your mentoring programs, you're planning to go outside as well. So any travel experiences, bizarre, crazy, adventurous, funny, or sad, unexpected, anything that you would like to share with us?
Yeah. You know what? Honestly, I was the worst traveler, and I never believed in traveling until last 2-3 years. Very bad.
Okay.
Just to give you a background, like, in my entire college, till I finished my graduation, I never stepped out of my own, forget about the state, but I did not even go out of my own, what do you call it? The district, right? The Kutch district. I did not go out of Kutch. I was born in Adipur, Gujarat, right? So I was horrible.
Okay.
And then at that time, it was because I didn't have a choice, because, we didn't have a lot of money, and I didn't have liberty to do that.
Yeah.
But now, looking back, I realize how important it is to have experiences which you cannot get in your same city and same place. You have to go out, whether it's within India or abroad, wherever you go. And at the beginning, it started with company paying for my travel, right? So I was traveling Europe and all that. So that was fun, staying at company's expense and all that. But it was not so fun. You know why? Because you're restricted, because you have to do what company says, and you have to do, where you have to go, where the company goes, and you have to always have the budget. Like, you can't go to this star and this star, and you can be here and all. You cannot plan your thing. But ever since I started traveling on my own, the first time I traveled was on my own. I went to Vancouver, Canada, which was to meet my first mentor, Dan Locke. And it was not just about sightseeing and being there, but the best thing that happened is the experience, along with learning and meeting some amazing, crazy minded people. Of course, Dan Locke was the cherry on the top, but meeting, people and having that environment itself was wow. And at that time, I did not have to worry whether I'm staying, in a budget hotel or whatever. I could afford to pay money. Though it was just the first year in my business, but I made sure I book a 5-star hotel and, Hyatt, and stay there in luxury. So that was a great experience. But I think this is the experience. If you're not traveling, I can assure you, you're missing out a lot in life, because you're just living in a cocoon of your own world, right? It's bizarre that I did not know Hong Kong and China are different. I thought Hong Kong is China. China is Hong Kong. But I realized, man, it's not true. And I realized Hong Kong is different, and Hong Kong was under Britishers. So now they have their own freedom they had like freedom for, I don't know, for 40, 50 years. So that was crazy. So I would say everybody should travel. Yeah.
Any other experience that you remember, anything else that was crazy? So any eating habits, or any other cultural, or
I remember one thing, and this was me first time going to America, right? This was the first time ever me and a couple of my friends landed in America, and And then when we went out to eat something like pizza or something, we saw everybody drinking, and it's January time, which is very freezing cold and snow, and New York is very, very cold. And we saw people drinking cold drinks with ice in it. That was bizarre for us. Like, India में कौन पीता है यार, ठंडी के मौसम में तो गर्म चाय होती है, कॉफी होती है, मोकाज होता है. They drink with the pizzas, they're having the cold, chilled Pepsis and whatever drinks and ice. And I said, Dad, these guys are crazy, man. We can't do this. 2 days later, we are the people having the similar drinks with the pizzas and all, and it's all normal. आज तक मुझे नहीं समझा, till date I don't understand why these foreigners drink the chilled ice water and ice drinks even in the cold weather. But I asked few people, no, I don't know. This is how it is. I don't know if you know it, but it's still a mystery to me.
I don't know why they do that. Mystery to me as
Weird,
well.
it's weird. Yeah. So that was a good experience with me.
Any other, when you travel to Dubai, the rules change. Like you're not supposed to cross without, clicking on the buttons and all.
that is very stupid funny. First time it happened to me in Australia, like, I was in Europe and Australia, a lot of people, we Indians are rule breakers. We don't have discipline when we go to abroad. So several things happen. Okay. So when I'm walking in Europe, okay, so let's say Europe, right? So I'm walking in Europe on a footpath, and I see the guy, going, and, they cross me and looking at me, stare at me, like, weird thing. I said, wow, what is happening, man? What did I do? I'm just walking on the footpath. And one person go by, second person go by, and like this is the same reaction. I said, what is happening? Then somebody told me that you're walking in a bicycle lane. I said, oh God, yahan pe bicycle lane hota hai. Bicycle lane. We don't have footpath in India, and here you have bicycle lane. So that was a bizarre experience. And one of them in Australia was to cross the road also. We have to wait for the signal to come. Here we go, they call, jaywalking or whatever, big crossing, right? So, or T crossing, I don't know, they call it whatever they call it. So I was standing there, and it's okay. I understood that I need to cross only when the light turns green. I'm waiting 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. It's getting crazy. Like, man, when would this signal go on? But then somebody came and there was a push button. He pushed it. Then it turned green. I said, oh, I was waiting here for long. I need to push the button which shows that I have to cross the lane. I was like, how stupid of me. So all of these things happened very crazy. Really, really. I mean, these funny traveler incidents that happened with me. So crazy.
Yeah, this happened with me in Singapore. Like we had to push the button and then we had to cross and then we had to wait. Achha, sadak khali hai. We are looking, sadak khali hai, cross kar lein kya? Why to wait? Why to wait?
By the way, we got yelled at so many times in New York because New York is just like Mumbai, like, it is very hustling and bustling. But the New York is one of the rude cities. Okay, they're very rude, right? They don't wait for you. And other incident is when I'm crossing in Europe or Australia, and I'm crossing the road or even a step a foot on the road, the car, even if it's like 10 feet away, will stop. Like, wow, this is so crazy. We never do it. In India, we first, wait, what the fuck? And we cross first. But it was so crazy. So we got yelled at many times. But when New York was different, we got yelled at so many times. People trying to sell something, we don't buy it. You cheap Indians, you never buy anything, right? All that thing. And and the tip and all, we did not know that we had to tip handsomely in New York, right? So we did not know the law and not the law, but the culture. Like India, we don't usually keep heavy thing to cars and all those things, but there it is a culture that if you don't do it, it's rude. So we don't even know it's rude, and we are being rude and we are being yelled at. So that was a mystery to solve for big problems. Yeah.
Any other experience that you remember?
So yeah, one of the incident is I had gone all the way from India to Las Vegas. And I was so excited to meet Grant Cardone because I've never met him for the last 2-3 years. I've been following him, reading his books, bought his program and courses, and he's changed my life. But I never had chance to even meet him. So when the GrowthCon happened, 10x GrowthCon, I saw, I saw that Grant Cardone is staying in one of this floor, and he's doing that because he's at bodyguards and all. So I inquired from the bodyguard that, hey, what time does the Grant Cardone, come down? He said around, 8 o'clock or something. I said, okay, good. I'm gonna stop in the middle, shake hand or whatever it is, and get a selfie with him. So I said, okay, no problem. I'll come back. And I came back to the location at 7:15. I said, man, I should at least go 30, 40 minutes early. So even if they are, I don't want to miss this opportunity because it's hard to get hold of this guy. So as soon as I went, no security guard. So what the hell? Like that means that the security guard is not there on the floor. The grant is not there. It's like, man, what do I do? What do I do? So me and one of my other colleague and friend, we started just, what? He might be maybe in the gym. He goes to gym. So okay, let's go to gym. So we go to gym, and now this is a big hotel. Okay, what is the name? I think I forgot. It's a very, very famous arena in Las Vegas. It's a huge and Mandalay Bay, right? So in there, like it's a huge, casinos and floors and so many things, and gyms and so many restaurants and stores. Like I was like, where would we find him? It's like finding a needle in the haystack. Like, sui ko kahan dhunde? So we went to gym. Oh, he's not there. You know what? Maybe even restaurant. Let's go to restaurant. So we look at restaurants, few restaurants. Maybe he might be on tables. So we went to tables and then look at the tables and all that. So he was not to be found anywhere. And after so back and forth, we said, we'd give up. So Dave, I think I gave up. He said, I'm going to be on this bay. I'm going to sit on this table and play blackjack. So I said, okay, no problem. I'm going to still look for him. Maybe just a little bit if I can. So I saw there was one secluded area. There's only 2 tables there. Like otherwise, whole floor is there, like slot machines and all. In that secluded area, there were only 2 tables. I said, oh, this looks interesting. Looks like a VIP or something. And as I passed by, I see there's a man sitting there. He's like, oh, Grant Cardone is there. So he was sitting there and playing the cards, and he was getting some massage done as well while he was playing. So, and he had 2 bodyguards, right? And just interestingly, just before this incident, when I had crossed him, I had stopped and asked, hey Greg, I was trying to pull the cell phone, and he was talking to somebody, and his bodyguard said, no, he's really late. He cannot take. I said, shit, I can't take a photo here as well. So bodyguard, I knew that they are the big hurdle right now, right? Bolte na chai se zyada kitli garam hoti hai. So I need to dodge these bodyguards. So then I said, I cannot go there and disturb him because he looks tired, he looks busy. So I said, I'm going to wait. So just far little bit, the slot machine, I just pretended to sit there and play something and keep, just seeing if he's sitting there. But I got fed up and I got bored there. So I said, okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go there. I'm going there. And in this, it just 2 hours, 1 hour, 2 hours just went in searching for him. Then 1 or 2 hours went in waiting for him. And I felt like I want to have water. I'm so hungry. It was getting so late, and dinner I did not have. And I also wanted to go to washroom. But man, I knew it that if I go away from this second, it's a split second that he goes from here to here, and then I'll never be able to catch him because at the end of the growth con, it was already over, right? Yeah. So it was the last day. So I'm not able to quite catch him. So I stood there in the way that, I don't want to miss it, and I have to hide from the bouncers, the bodyguards as well. So then after some time, I saw him coming out with his bodyguard. I said, this is it, Dave, this is it. Let's march. I said, hey, Grant, can I have a photo? I'm sorry. Can I just take a photo with you? I've been waiting here for 4 hours. He said, oh my man, you've been waiting for 4 hours. I'm so sorry about that. Come here, let's do it. Right. And then he took my cell phone and he took the selfie. And that was the bizarre experience, meeting him for the first time. The same feeling that I had meeting my mentor, Dan Locke, for the first time, and I shook hand with him from the stage. That was a bizarre experience. I said, man, mera safar eleta, safal raha. Like I traveled more than 30 hours from India to be there because I had to change the flight and all. It's difficult. And then after this, I think this was worth it, taking a selfie with him.
Yeah, and that he took a selfie. So that's a big deal. Dude, wow. That's awesome. Okay, so so let's talk about time management, about your book. Like people say that they don't have time, and here you're writing a book on 6 Sundays a week, so having 6 Sundays every week, so that's contradictory. So would you like to explain how can anybody have 6 Sundays a week?
That's a very good question. And people think that 6 Sundays mean like being on the beach, sitting there doing nothing and let the money rain fall, right? I know this is the poster I put because I want people to check, what is this, like 6 Sundays and what is the money falling sitting on the beach? Does it mean that you don't do anything and money will shower upon you? Absolutely not. Okay. It means that doing what you love doing, and you do it when you want, how you want, whoever you want with, you have a choice. And when you do this, the work does not seem like work. The work becomes fun and pleasure. So when, like, I know you're so passionate about this, what you're doing right now, podcasting and interviewing people, and you're so passionate. So to you, it is not like, oh, one more interview, one more call, more this thing. It's like, oh my God, I get to speak with somebody else who's going to be interesting. I'm going to learn something else and I'm going to share something. So to you, it's not work. So when 6 Sundays we talk about, 6 Sundays means having the choice and doing what you love doing, where work is not work, and you can do that every day. Now, the second question I get asked often is, but Dave, why not 7 Sundays? Why only six? Why can't you 7? And for that, you got to read the book. Okay, for that, there's a secret in this. You got to read the book. So that is the definition of 6 Sundays. And if you see right now, it's a trend. We are no longer in the stone age. We're no longer in the industrial age. We're not even the IT age. We're not even in the social media age. We're living in the age that I called knowledge zenith age, where you can exchange your knowledge for money, and you can automate a lot of things. Yesterday, we sold 100 copies of this book. 150 copies of this book.
Wow.
Yeah. So imagine.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So what does that 150 books mean? Each book also, if even after discount, it was 700 rupees. You do the calculation. 1 lakh rupees in one day. Now, I'm not saying every day we sell 150 copies, but every week we sell more than 150 copies. Now, imagine what you're doing is you're multiplying the impact that you had by putting a lot of work and effort at the beginning. So when you work smart, when you can exchange your knowledge and your value for money, you no longer have to trade time for money. 80% of the people or 90% of the people on this planet Earth, whether employee or even coaches, trainers, or entrepreneurs, most of them, when they're starting, they're just trading time for money. And when you trade time for money, of course, you will not have time. You may have money, but you will not have time. But the worst part is most of the people don't even have enough money despite trading time for money. So the first thing that I suggest is do not worry about time management right now. For first 1 year, 2 years, just think that you're living 7 Mondays a week life. Like every day is a Monday for you. When I write this book, it took me 2 years to write this book. It is not just one day that got me 1 lakh rupees. It is 2 years of effort. The first book also 1.5 years. So once you do a lot of work and then you learn how you can monetize that work and automate that work, you have ample amount of time to do what you want, when you want, how you want. You see, it used to take me 30 days to make this kind of money that I'm making from a book. And today I don't do 30 days of work, and my work works for me. I don't work for my work. My work works for me, right? So this is my work. This is my book, which works for me. So when you can make the work that you've done work for you, when you can make your business work for you and you don't work for your business, you will have ample time. Okay. And then there are other things, right? Do this technique, do that hack, and productivity hacks. There's so many books. I'm not going to go in productivity hacks, but I want you to understand the mindset. Stop trading time for money. Follow what you love and make impact on others, and learn to automate all these things. So if you follow these 3 things, you will have more than whatever 1 Sunday that you have, at least to begin with 2, 3, 4, then eventually 5 and 6 Sundays a week.
Definitely. And any other book that you're working on?
I am working on a couple of books. One of the book is about, I've seen a lot of people having the stress, worry, anxiety, the negative emotions in their life.
Yeah.
I think I've been fortunate to overcome and subdue those emotions to a very great extent, because when you're doing something which is beyond the normal, when you're going beyond the comfort zone, you're bound to have those emotions. And right now, the mental toughness is what is required. There will be ups, there will be downs. Life will not change. You got to change, you got to adapt, and you got to toughen up. So I'm writing that one book on that. It's going to be really amazing. Some of my secrets I'm going to share, how you can build that mental, titanium mindset, right? How you can build a tough mindset. That could be a good name. If you have some suggestion, guys, please reach out to me on that mental toughness. I don't want to name the book as mental toughness, but I want to do something. If you have some suggestion, pour in your love, pour in your heart. I will pick up your title, and maybe I'm going to give you some reward just for a good name that you suggest. I'm going to give some free gifts, some reward. It could be monetary. I don't know, depending on how great the name is.
Wow.
One thing I can suggest is the titanium mindset is something that comes to my mind. So it will help a lot of people who want to quit their job to build the titanium mindset, or who are already in business, because you will need mindset everywhere, like whether in job or business goes through ups and downs. You need to have titanium mindset. Now, the second book I'm writing is about how you can make your first $1 million. So I'm gonna, share my blueprints. So you see, all my books are sequenced in a proper way. So first, you need to build a good mindset. If you don't have a good mindset, at least awareness of the mindset, this is not going to help. Then there's a strategy of how you can start building your life, which is a blueprint, step-by-step blueprint, how you can build a 600 days a week. Then again, I know once you start doing it, you will become weak and you'll have problems. So I need to give you a titanium mindset. So once you have a titanium advanced mindset, this is a startup mindset, then advanced mindset. Once you build the advanced mindset, again, I'm going to give you strategies and skills to make your first million. So if anybody follows my journey right from the first book, they can continue to implement and keep growing along with me. That's my dream. So I don't write a book just for the sake of writing it. I don't write a book because I feel that, something is going to happen. This is more demand. No, I look at what is the gradual progression that people can go from where they are, which is my goal is to transform 1 billion lives. So I want all the people who are belonging from poor and middle class family to live the life of their dreams. For that, I do everything because of that. I do everything to support that. So if there's somebody suggesting something, it's not aligned towards my mission, I don't do it.
Wonderful. And I'll be providing all your links in the description. So guys, do follow the description and suggest a name for the gift. It could be anything. So exciting. Thank you,
That would
Dev.
be crazy. That would be crazy, guys. And I think if you're listening to this, you should go and check out these books. It's going to be life changing for you guys.
Definitely. I've read them and it gets us hooked. So like super easy. And you can, relate to each step that you have shared, the Joe and Mo story. I think so many people can relate to that. A lot of people
People
actually.
don't live. I saw that this is a story of mine, and I can realize that I was living with the average, mediocre mindset. Now I'm building my life. So everybody said that. So thank you.
Yeah, wonderful books actually. So dealing with negativity, like you're talking about mental toughness. There was a recently you shared a video on your social media. I saw it on Instagram stories where you were, holding a lot of money, and then you were showing it to the people, trying to improve their lives. But then you also shared another story where people were commenting negatively about it. So how to deal with that negativity?
Well, interesting. Well, I'm going to go deep into the next book of building the titanium mindset for this. But here's the thing. There have been so much of hate against what I have been doing, starting from my message when I started quit 9 to 5 and build the business around passion. Don't live like a donkey life and all. And I don't mean that people working in 9 to 5 is, living like donkey, but I mean people are living and doing 9 to 5, even if they don't like doing it. That is donkey life.
Yeah.
If you're 9 to 5, but you will love it, no problem. That's amazing life. That you're aligned towards the company's mission, vision. You love it and you're passionate about it. But let's accept it. 80% of the people don't like what they're doing in the job. That's why they live donkey life, not knowing what to do, and just keep working hard, and they think that they will become successful. When you do something unconventional, people will start hating you. Initially they will mock you, they'll laugh at you. Okay.
Exactly.
Then they will pull you down. Okay. Then they will unfollow you or become rude or whatever it is. And ultimately they'll admire you. So there's a cycle. If you just follow through what you're doing, what you're passionate about, what you're committed towards making this world a better place and impacting a lot of people's life. If you just continue on this journey, A lot of people will go from not liking and hating and laughing from there to becoming a fan. And people who don't become your fan, God bless them, let them do what they want. They will unfollow you, which is amazing. Negativity I started getting from the posts, from the videos, whether it's the 6 Sundays a week, or whether I got one guy in the US who made a full 10-12 minutes video of me going so deep into the Dev is a fake guru, snake oil, whatever it is. I am so happy that somebody at least put so much of effort to do so much of research on me, which is absolutely bullshit, which he does not know anything about me, my story, my life. He's judging the videos from outside, which is, it's just funny. But it's good sign. So first thing I want you to know, when somebody is having negative feeling for you, it's a good sign. They are just trying to show their limitations, lacks, or inability and imposing on you by pulling you down. It's a crab mentality. When some crab tries to climb up the bucket, other crabs will pull the crab down. So negativity is a sign of prosperity. Enjoy. And if, and here's the worst part. The worst part is most of the people never get criticized and never have negativity and hate at the in a bigger volume. Why? Because they are trying to fit in. They're trying to follow the rules and norms and trying to be likable. If you're not, there's some quote, somebody said that by afternoon, if you have not got somebody to hate you, then you're not doing something right. Like you're doing something wrong with your life, right? That itself says volumes that you are trying to fit in. If nobody, see, worst thing anybody can do to me is ignore me. Like, man, you can't ignore me. Either you love me or hate me. Whether I'm showing you money, giving you positive message of the money that you should love money and you should make money from passive income, or you think that I am like an egotistical or something, like, you cannot ignore. A lot of people shared more love that, hey, amazing, Dave, you made, lakhs of rupees just from one book in passive income. Good, good, good. A lot of people, they displayed their own limitation and lack of, money and negative belief that you should not display the money and should lure into it. I said, man, that's your life. I'm showing what is truth about my life. So first, know that they are your friends. They're not your enemy. They actually help you to become better. Second, they display their own projection. If you're not getting more enemies, you're not growing. Last but not the least is use their hate as a power and a fuel to your mission and passion. Take that and convert that into positive fuel to fire that I'm going to show you someday, man. Right? A lot of people did not believe in what I was doing, but now they come back and say, amazing, man, you've been so true to your mission. So that's how I deal with negativity.
That's a beautiful answer. Like haters are also, going to push you up. So don't take it negatively and boost it. Take their energy and you also boost up as well.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
yeah.
So any message that you would like to give to our listeners and viewers?
I think the last message that I want to leave you with is anything that you want in life, you can achieve it by serving people. Everything that I say, forget about it. Don't forget, don't remember 600 days a week, don't remember anything. But if you can serve enough people, add value to enough people, and if you do it authentically and genuinely, nothing can stop you from becoming successful. If you're in a job, you see how many people you can serve within the team, with the company, with the boss, how you can impact more people. If you're in business, how you can impact more lives positively through what you're doing and serve more people, because money is a byproduct of what you do and how many people you serve. Success will come looking for you if you are true to serving people. A lot of people just focus on money, money, money. Look at the materialistic things, keep running, keep chasing, keep chasing, keep chasing. But they forget money comes to them when you make an impact on people's life, add value to people's life through whatever you're doing, whatever you're passionate about, start serving people. Even if you don't found your passion, if you've not found your passion, no worries. Go out there and look for people who you can serve and add value to. Once you find the thing, you will start enjoying, and that will convert into your passion eventually. So that's the last message I want to give you. Serve, serve, and serve.
Wonderful. That's a beautiful message too. And although your entire journey is inspirational, this message is beautiful too, like to add value in people's life.
Thank you.
And most of the wonderful mentors, talk about this only, that add value in people's lives. And that's when you will get the value back.
True. Absolutely true.
How can people connect with you for passionpreneurship? Like if they want to become your mentees, how can they connect you? And what is passionpreneur?
Yeah, the best thing that you can do is first, I would suggest go read these books, man. Like you have so much of value in these books. It's not a motivational book, very easy in story. If you want to become a mentee, that how can you become a mentee when you don't know enough about me and my journey, right? If I've shared a lot of secrets. So start learning from there. And then the second step is I would suggest I do a lot of webinars. Um, Join any of the webinar. It's going to be very cost effective. Join any webinars, and that's where you learn the process to become a mentee. And continue to learn from me. And Passionpreneur is all about finding your passion and building the business around it. Not an entrepreneur that he or she may or may not be passionate about what they're doing, but Passionpreneur is 100% passionate about finding the passion, building the business around it. If you're thinking that you don't know your passion, these books will give you the direction, give you the answers to the questions that you've been running in your head. All these questions will be answered in these two books. So that's the quick update.
Wonderful. And I will be providing all the links to your social media as well in the description below. So do follow, like, comment, share.
Yeah. Thank you. I think you should watch this podcast. You're doing amazing. Meenakshi, keep up the great work.
Thank you so much, Dev. This was a wonderful, wonderful session, and I enjoyed listening to your inspiring journey. Thank you so much for being here and taking out time for Inspiring Explorers. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, and thank you, everybody. Keep rocking, guys. Mediocrity, kill the mediocrity disease, and make sure you don't forget to read the book. Okay?
Definitely.
Check out the links, and I'll see you on the other side.
Thank you so much.
So this was Dev Gadhvi's inspiring life journey so far and some amazing travel experiences. And I hope you got some amazing insights and motivation from this episode. Thank you so much for giving your precious time to this podcast. If this episode was inspiring and insightful, please do drop a comment on my Instagram and YouTube @MyBohoVoyage. Please do subscribe and give a 5-star rating and hopefully write a review for Inspiring Explorers. Also, please don't forget to connect with me on Instagram and YouTube. Drop me a hi or send me a comment so that I know we are in this journey together. This is Meenakshi Srivastava, your host for Inspiring Explorers, saying goodbye. See you next week with an amazing, inspiring interview. Till then, take care.